the adult entertainment industry was where a lot of them went to. These men's clubs and these out-call services, the so-called exotic dancers, which they're not really dancers, but and
Yes.
and mob money. In fact, I'm working on a project now called Wrong Numbers, and it's a true story of how a guy who's an expert on computers and phone systems hacked into the phone system in Vegas, and calls that were intended to go to the mob-controlled escort services. Basically, it was legal prostitution, prostitution posing as dancers or companionship thing. Were able to divert the calls to a non-mob controlled escort operation. So the mobsters, all of a sudden, their calls for these escort services are disappearing. They're if they were used to getting 100 a week, all of a sudden they're getting 10.
Yeah.
And they can't understand what was going on. And it turns out it was this hacker came up with this deal, and they started hijacking the phone calls. And you were talking some big money for this. So the New York mob sends out a guy named Vinny Aspirins Conguisti. I hope I'm pronouncing that properly. And Vinny, he got his name Aspirins because he took care of mob headaches. He was Trump. And what he did, he carried, he had access, of course, to a gun, but he used a drill. He would take a handheld cordless power drill and drill into a man's skull with the drill to induce him to talk. And that was how he handled some of his business. It's funny. I'm working on that project now. The book is almost finished. It's called Wrong Numbers, and the co-author I'm working with is a guy named Glenn Meek, and he was an investigative reporter for years, TV reporter in Las Vegas, and he's got all these FBI transcripts and wiretaps recordings, and it's really something. In one of them, one of the New York mobsters who has been sent to Vegas with Vinny is calling back to New York to give them an update on what they're finding out about why all these why their business has dropped off so drastically. And he tells the guy he's talking to back in New York, he says, "You're going to have to speak up." He said, "Vinny's got a guy in the next room working him over." He said, "So
my gosh.
I can hear you." He said, "I can hear the drill going now."
Wow, crazy.
Yeah. So
Man,
that appears to be where a lot of the mob went in Vegas, at least after they got driven out of the casinos.
So what is the I'm sorry, what was it called? Wrong Numbers or Mixed Numbers?
Wrong Numbers.
Wrong Numbers. When was that story taking place? What were the years for that?
We would have been going from the early 90s.
Oh, okay.
2000, yeah. So it's within the past 15, 20 years. It runs. Hopefully some of that is stopped now, because I remember myself that it was getting so bad. They had the street operators, the girls that would actually be on the streets, and they had become so aggressive. In some cases, they would approach a couple, tourist couple walking down the street and on the strip, and they would physically grab out of the man and say, "You're coming with us," and tell the wife, "If you want to come and watch, you're welcome."
Wow.
Yeah. But then they had all these news racks, and they were loaded with this stuff, this literature, and the phone book, yellow pages, ad after ad after ad about if you want to do a little dancing tonight, call so and so, and that type of thing. And again, because a lot of people don't realize that prostitution is illegal in Clark County. They figure all of Nevada has legalized prostitution, but they don't. Clark County is an illegal. It's not allowed there. Not saying it doesn't happen. Obviously, it does, but they disguise it to just enough, like with this dancer business, to get away with being able to operate.
Right.
Lots of bucks.
Man. Whew. So the thing where they kind of do like, Vinny Aspirin or whatever, where they kind of get like a middle name like that. Is that, do you know how that kind of started, or what because that just seems so, yeah, I don't know, iconic and kind of fun, where you would get like a middle name, like a name like that. Is that still going on too?
Oh yeah, most of these guys
Yeah.
have have monikers now. The Andy